Think starting a travel business is expensive? Today, we're going to break down for our new travel agents exactly what your startup costs are going to be, how to help budget those, and what if I told you making the wrong decisions during your startup could cost you up to $30,000 or more in lost income? I'm sharing all the deets today. If that sounds like fun, keep on watching. All right, guys, don't forget to take a moment, like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell right here on YouTube. We're bringing you amazing content every single week to help you with your travel businesses, and I don't want you to miss a thing. Listen, guys, today we have a really important topic. And by the way, if you are new to the channel, type a little "I'm new" down in comments so we can welcome you to our community. But if you are new, you might not know who I am. My name is Cyndi Williams. I'm the CEO and founder of Wanderlust Campus, the #1 travel school, fastest growing in the country right now. You can find all of our information over at travelschool.com on how we can help you start, launch, and supersize your travel business. But guys, I've been in the industry for 30 years. And so today we're going to shed some light on exactly what those startup costs look like in today's day and age, right? When I started way back in the 90s, you went to travel school and then you'd go work for either a mom and pop agency, a call center, a brand, something like that. And it was a different kind of entry process into the industry. In today, most travel advisors, travel agents, travel professionals are working from home like we are today, right? So the thing about that is, though, you are going to pick up more expenses than we had to 30 years ago when we started in the industry. So today's model is, I like it much better because you have the freedom, you can have your own schedule, you make all the decisions, you have a lot more autonomy in how you run your travel business, but it does come at a cost. So today we're going to break down what does it actually cost to launch, and then also we're going to share how working with Wanderlust Campus could literally save you tens of thousands of dollars. Remember, we don't host agents, we don't keep any of your commissions, so you can trust all the advice we're giving you here on the channel is for your best benefit. There's some good setups out there, there's some terrible setups out there, and everything in between, right? So we're going to help you with all of that today. But first, let's go through those basic startup costs for an at-home based travel professional. All right, I'm going to itemize this for you. So first things first, if you're brand new, you've never worked in the industry before, normally you are going to partner up with a parent agency or what we call a host agency in the industry. That's going to run you listen, they don't do this for free, right? They can't do it for free. They're running a business. But when you're working with a host or a parent agency, you're going to have sometimes a startup fee. You're going to potentially have monthly fees in order to be part of their process, use their credentials for the luxury, benefit, and convenience of using their credentials so you can book travel and earn a portion of commission. So you will have those startup fees. Those are going to cost you anywhere from $300 to $750 or more a year. And again, the range is vast. They're vastly different. And I know this is why it's so hard when you're in the industry or starting to try to get into the industry. You're like, why does this one seem so low and this one seems ridiculously high? Trying to figure out apples to apples, these across the board, is maddening. Like, I have been in the industry for 30 years, and when I dig in, because we know all the deets and all the information on all the places, we can really tell what the difference is and who's doing the good work and all the things. But when you're starting out, cost-wise, that's what you're going to want to budget on an annual basis. Now, next, you're going to need some tech. You're going to need a customer relationship management system. Gone are the days of writing things down, keeping things on Excel files. You should not be doing that, especially with privacy laws and things like that. You really need to have a viable CRM system. And that's going to run you anywhere from $200 to $600 again or more a year, depending on how robust your system is and which one you select for your tech stack. So make sure you budget that in from the beginning. Now, next up is branding and logo design. Now, here's the thing. At this juncture, you may be working for an agency that requires you to use their logo and design. I could make 5 other videos on why that's not a good idea for you if you're going to grow and expand and have your own someday. But if you are working with one of the parent or host agencies that allows you to brand yourself, that is an advantage, and you will want to budget anywhere from $500 to $1,500. Branding is really important, guys. So that's one of those things you shouldn't skimp on. your brand speaks before you do. So making sure you're not just creating like a Canva logo or an AI logo. That stuff looks cheesy and sometimes it just doesn't resonate with clients in the marketplace. So you want to make sure you budget a little bit on that branding budget. It doesn't mean you have to pay it all at once. These are things you can do over time and evolve over time. All right, your marketing setup. Listen, marketing can be a huge range, but I tried to kind of come up with like what that starter package would look like. You at least want to have an email that's branded to your agency name. You want to have at least a placeholder, if not your first starter custom website. That's going to run you anywhere from $800 to $2,000 in your startup process. Again, if you're going the cheap route, it'll be on the lower side. If you're going more robust, it will be on the higher side. Now, education and training. This is one of those things where you guys think you're going to be able to find all the training on YouTube. And listen, I've done thousands of videos over time. We have a lot of great free content, which by the way, if you don't already have your free Wanderlust Campus account, make sure you visit us at wanderlust-ceo.com, sign up and get a free account. Any training that is available free in the industry you can find on our global calendar. That's an advocacy project for you. We share that information industry-wide. It's going to be a lot of information on suppliers and on product and things like that. What you're not going to find in the free training space is actually how to do your job, how to build your business. And all of your businesses are a little bit different. That's where things like certifications come into play, making sure that you're skilled at what you do, that you have best practices in place, that you have proven systems for things like marketing, automation, all the things that you need to really run a viable business are not going to be free training. So whether you're piecemeal that stuff or you're doing something like one of our certifications that will include everything, that's going to run you anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 in your startup process. Now, I know that number is from low end to high end. Some people, again, think they can DIY and they'll kind of go back and forth for 3 or 4 years and be at more on the 2,000 range. And then they'll go back and realize they need the certification to really kind of play it bigger in the industry. So wherever you are in that decision-making process, no judgment. We've all had different budgets to work with, but just keep that in mind for your ranges. Now, continuing education and support. Once you're in the industry, guys, the learning does not stop. In fact, it's moving faster and furious. One of the things we do in our community is we are constantly doing marketing updates. What's new with Meta? What's new with YouTube? What's new with all the things you need to know? Not to mention all the things changing with suppliers. We got Epic Universe launching this month. We got new stuff coming to Disney. We have new things over in Europe. We have fun stuff in Hawaii. Things are always changing, evolving, renovations, new suppliers, supplier changes, buyouts, all the things that you have to keep up with in the industry are your responsibility. Remember, you are not an employee in these setups. You are a contractor. So you are responsible for making sure that you are taking care and really stewarding your educational journey. The better information you have, the more you lean into learning and making sure you're keeping up on those updates, the better travel professional you'll be. So that can run you as low as $500 a year. Like our students participate in something called Passport to Learning, which is continuing education after their certification. It's like a few bucks a month. That would definitely be on the lower end. But if you don't have a tool like that, or you haven't done an initial certification, you may have to go to a ton of conferences. You may have to have a bigger budget on an annual basis to keep up with what's trending and what's moving in the industry. All right, let's use our calculator and calculate all this up. So average startup cost can be as low as $4,300 and as high as $17,000 or more, dependent on the decisions that you're making in those different categories. So it can be a vast difference, right? And I know a lot of you are starting on a budget. When I started my first businesses, I was starting on a budget too. So I get that. I want to share with you really quickly how Wanderlust Campus approaches when we work with our new students and how we save tens of thousands of dollars over time. And this really comes into making the right choices when you're in that startup phase, or even if you're a new agent and you got yourself into a bad setup, and let me tell you, there are some terrible setups out there, making sure that you pivot quickly and get back into a good setup so you are earning more and making more. So a few things, and I don't talk about these a lot. A lot of times we focus on our certifications at Wanderlust Campus because they're the gold standard in the industry in terms of what's out there for travel advisors, because it's not just teaching you how to be a travel agent, travel advisor, advisor and learning all the history of the industry, we actually get in the trenches and help you set up your business processes. So the Careers on Vacation certification is our most popular, and that is a business building program. So what I want to get into though is the discounts that our students enjoy that we don't talk about a ton. So first is we work with select vetted hosts in the industry. These are guys that we know are doing business ethically. They have been in business a decade or a minimum of a decade, right? Because we want to make sure we're not in a weird startup kind of process. And also that they really know what they're doing and they're going to take care of my students. So we only work with a handful of really vetted agents. Those ones that we work with, we also negotiate. Can we get a discount on startup fees? Can we get a discount on ongoing fees? Can you, and here's the next one, and the biggest and the most important, I'm going to quantify this for you. Can you pay my certified students higher commission because you know they know what they're doing? And at first, guys, this was a hard road for us at Wanderlust Campus, but I'll tell you what, once these host agencies started seeing that our students were selling so much more and they were just well-trained, they were skilled, they were hitting the ground running, they were becoming faster performers in their industry, now they are fighting for our students at Wanderlust Campus. They want them. So what we've been able to do is negotiate higher commission rates. So as a new agent, a typical commission rate would be around 70%. Okay, that's what you can expect if you're coming off the street, you're starting with one of these host or parent agencies are going to say you don't have any experience, you're going to start at the bottom of the barrel, 70%. And there's some that are worse out there, I hate to say, but watch next week. I'm going to have a video about that. But instead of that 70 to 80% range, our students can earn up to 91% commission from day one, even being a new agent, because they are earning their certification with Wanderlust Campus. That's how bad the hosts want our students, right? Because they know you're going to be educated. So I'm going to quantify these numbers for you here in just a second. We'll look at that together. We also have discounts on CRMs. We have a lot of partnerships throughout the industry for the same reason, because we've already certified thousands and thousands of travel advisors industry-wide. And so we have partners like Travelify. And so if you start with us, you can get their new travel agent kind of tech setup where you're going to get a website, you're going to get their itinerary planner, you're going to get all this great stuff for $20 instead of it's almost double is the regular rate, because that's a discount they only give to select partners, which Wanderlust Campus is one of those. So you can take advantage of discounts like that. That's just one of many discounts that we have. And then branding support, you can kind of erase some of those branding fees because you're going to get to work with our branding experts in the certification program. We're going to give you guidance. And then if you do want to invest in kind of next level branding, we have discounts on all of that stuff for our students. Marketing services, we teach you how to do marketing yourself. So you can learn how to do that without having to pay thousands of dollars over the course of months or years, plus have a paid marketing ad budget. I would much rather, if you have extra resources, you're putting that actually into paid ads instead of through a learning curve, right? You learn all that up front. And then ongoing support and education. We have a graduate community, so everything's included. You actually get lifetime of the program access with our certification. So as things change with like Meta and Facebook and all the places, all of my students, even if they took the program 10 years ago, they get all the updates. So it's kind of like an evergreen kind of program that they can go in and they get the access to the online virtual Wanderlust Campus at the certification level. So they get all the latest and greatest and everything that's changing in the industry. So let's do the math of this, okay? I want to give you guys a scenario. And I know you're new, so you don't know what to expect. And I don't know you, so I don't know how much you can sell or what experience you're bringing to the table. But I will tell you, I'm going to give you some modest numbers here. If you are putting a valiant effort in your travel business, whether you're doing it hobby level or you are, maybe you are a stay-at-home parent and you're really putting a focus, or maybe you're going all in and you want to do it full time. If that's the case, these numbers would actually be higher. But I wanted to use more moderate numbers. So in this scenario, I'm going to say, let's say you become a travel advisor and you do it on your own or DIY style or try to piece all this together yourself. And what if you do it through Wanderlust Campus, where you're going to get these higher commission rates, you're going to get all of these discounts stacked in and all the things. Just from a purely commission standpoint, what would be the difference of how much you'd be leaving on the table? And guys, next week I'm going to be doing a video, don't get tricked into a bad commission split. There are some setups out there that are charging you 60-40, meaning you get 40 or 50-50 or 55-45. You don't need to settle for that. I'm going to give you all the deets on next week's video, so don't miss that one. So in year one, I'm going to assume that you're going to sell around $300,000. Now, when you do the math on this, average trips range anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. Take that number and divide it by 5 to 10,000. That's going to tell you how many trips you have to book to get to that number. It's not that bad. Okay, 300,000 is very doable if you know what you're doing, right? And that's the other thing too. I'm assuming you are especially if you're DIY, and you're going to have to figure out what you're doing to get to that number. Our students, we have a KPI tracker so we can see from behind the scenes what they're selling. And of course, they are leading the industry in sales. So, but in the scenario, we're saying year one, you're going to sell 300. Year two, you're going to sell 400, right? We're growing. We're learning more. We're learning how to upsell and cross-sell better as we go. Year three, you're going to sell 600,000. Year four, you're going to sell 750. And by your fifth year, you're at $1 million. Now, listen, I've had students get to $1 million by year two. So again, these are modest numbers based on if you're putting that effort into your travel business. So let's assume that's your first 5-year period, and that's the year that we're going to assess. Now let's assume that whatever host you're with, you're going to average at least a 12% commission. Now listen, if you are with a decent host, your average commission should actually probably be way higher than that, unless you're just like Disney and Universal and they're kind of stuck at that 10% bracket. But if you are doing pretty much anything else in the industry and your host has enough sales that they're getting the higher commission tiers, all of our hosts, by the way, have the highest of the highest commission tiers you can get. So ours would actually be a higher percentage. But again, I wanted to use a modest number. So I'm using 12% as your average commission for all your sales over that 5-year period. So based on that, you would have collected around $366,000 in commission over that period. That's before your split with your host. But based on those sales, you would bring in about $366,000 of commission. So let's look at these earnings from that 5-year perspective. If you are at that stinky, I'm brand new, 70%, it's the most they would give me because I'm a new agent, your take home is going to be $256,000. Still a nice take home, right? Over 5 years though, so you got to do the math on that because you have to work for this 5 years to get that, right? Now, if you are at 80%, which is a potentially better public option that's out there, you're going to bring $292 home. That's good too. Now, if you are working with the best and highest commission rates with the hosts that we have available, you are going to earn anywhere, even our kind of mid-level host, you're going to earn $311,000. And again, you might pick a different host for different reasons. That's a video for another day. But with us, you're going to make anywhere from $311,000 for your take home. And if you go with our top paying host, that would have been $332,000. So guys, if you are really a business owner and you really have your business hat on and I want to do this the right way from the beginning, do the math on that. We're talking between $54,000 to almost $77,000 difference in your pocket because you were getting the top commission from day one. You worked with Wanderlust Campus to really know what you're doing so you can hit those sales numbers or even higher. And you're going to guarantee you have the most earning potential in your bank account and you're not leaving that in the host's bank account, right? So see how earning your certification, it feels like a ticket at the beginning, like, oh, I'm going to have these other costs, but making that one decision, making sure you're set up for success could ultimately make you $54,000 to $76,000 more over your first 5-year period, but you're going to know how to do this for the rest of your life, right? There's even a higher tier that one of our hosts offers that once you're in that $1 million bracket, they will extend a 97% commission rate that you keep 97%, which is insane and unheard of in the industry. Again, work with us at Wanderlust Campus so we can give you all the details on that. So let's just kind of recap. Why does going alone kind of cost more? One, if you pick the wrong setup at the beginning, and also you have to just be subject to whatever they're going to give you, like at the new rate. You don't know what you're doing yet. You haven't earned a certification. You have no skills. They know you are going to be a little bit of a burden in their operation as you are doing kind of your onboarding process and learning with them. So that's why, and it's not unusual to have that 70% rate in the industry. So you might be paying too much much in fees as well. You're also going to miss out on those higher commission tiers if you are not carrying that certification with us. Other thing that is less of a numeric stat, but it's going to take you longer to be more successful. If you don't know what you don't know, right? Do you know how to actually sell travel? Do you know how to serve a client? Do you know how to give a proposal? Do you know how to qualify them? Do you know how to add in their insurance? Do you know how to do a waiver? Do you know how to set up your CRM? There are 8,000 things, right, that we teach you in certification that you're gonna have to learn on your own. And the learning curve, I guarantee you, is going to be 10 to 20 times longer if you're trying to figure it out from a piecemeal capacity versus just being handed the information, ABC 1, 2, 3, right? And then also it's so that because you're doing it piecemeal, it takes longer for you to get profitable and to be earning at those higher levels. So keep that in mind as well. And guys, by the way, if you are interested in certification, visit us at careersonvacation.com/ready-now. We are enrolling for early summer classes. We've been completely busy during the springtime. It's always a busy time for us. But summer is one of the best times to earn your certification. Things are a little bit slower. Things are a little more relaxed. Even if you have a full-time job, or maybe you're in college and you want to do this in the summertime, wherever you are in your journey, summer is a great time to earn your certification. You can earn it in just 12 weeks, and we'd love to help you with that. We're going to teach you all this good stuff. So make sure you reach out to us there. And even if you're not ready for certification yet, get your free Wanderlust Campus account. Again, you can visit us at wanderlust-ceo.com, and you can get all of the free resources unlocked immediately for you. So you can get anything free that we offer. We do have a couple free mini courses in there you can take advantage of if you want to learn a little bit about our training style. The one thing you can always count on us at Wanderlust Campus is our training is interactive, it's fun, and it's going to reach every type of learner. This is one thing. We've had people go from education fields come through, vice principals. We even had a rocket scientist come through the program. They're like, this program is so well written, it helps me no matter what type of learner I am. I have an education background. I have been training travel agents since 1995. I started in the industry in 93. So I have been around, guys, for a minute. And one of the things I learned is it's important to reach each learner where they are. So whether you are an auditory learner, a visual learner, a kinesthetic learner, our program is built for you. So, and you also get to come to live classes. Like if you're so tired of these dusty old e-programs, that is not what our certification program is. Yes, you have on demand, so you can always refer and get tutorials and get our booking academy and anything that you need to by the click of a button. But if you need to show up and ask me a question, I have a founders call 3 Tuesdays out of the month, so you can show up. I don't know of any other travel school out there where you get to work with the CEO and founder, not to mention all the folks on YouTube. You never get to really work with the person making the videos. That's not how it is with us, guys. What you see is what you get. You get to work with me to not just set up your business, but do all of the things. And then we have 30 plus other live classes in the course of the curriculum that we go through on a monthly basis that you can show up, you can participate live and do all the fun things that you want to do. And you can also get them on demand. So if you do have work or you have school or family commitments, I have 3 crazy kids. So when I'm doing ongoing or continuing education, a lot of times I'll get to the live ones that really work for me, but then I'll just watch the replays on the other ones that I know I'm fine with watching the replays. You can do that in our environment too. So guys, no matter what, I hope this was helpful for you really to understand the real startup cost when you're getting in the industry and really the big cost it could cost you if you don't make the right decisions. So wherever you are in your journey, I wish you so much love, so much abundance. I wish you the world. I'll see you on the next one. Like that last video, I want to encourage you to check out the other content we have here on the channel. We have amazing content at every level, no matter where you are in your travel industry journey, from aspiring to new to growing. Even our travel agency owners, look for those playlists and you can find some amazing content that's really catered just to you. And by the way, if you haven't signed up for your Wanderlust Campus free account, make sure you do that too. And you know what? I'm going to pick some videos and put them for you right here. Check those out. I'll see you next time.